This video is brought to you by HalloCasa. Our tool transforms independent local real estate agents to global real estate agents. Create your own profile for free and get contacted by international investors. Sign up with the link in the description. Hello, welcome everyone to our 141st session of HalloCasa. My name is Michael and today I'm talking to Brent Bowers from Florida in the US. Brent is an experienced land buyer and coach with over 6 years in the industry. As a CEO of Zach Buys Houses LLC, he specializes in helping landowners sell their properties quickly, often within 7 days, offering a fair cash deal and guarantees. Since 2015, Brent has led Zach Buys Houses and served as a land coach through the Land Sharks, providing expert guidance on land investments. Brent's background includes advisory roles, a tenure as a U.S. Army officer, and experience in mortgage finance and real estate sales. Brent, I'm pumped to have you on the show. Looking forward to the conversation. Why don't you introduce yourself to our audience? I know you will do it better than I am.
No, I don't know. You did a great job. I'm excited to be talking to a German friend, and I was stationed out in Germany for 3 years, and I was in the military for 8.5, and really I was just looking for a way to get out of the military, to quit my W-2 job so I could have time freedom and financial freedom and geography freedom, and basically not have to go where I'm told every day and wear what I'm told to wear, a uniform, and have to shave every single morning and cut my hair super short. So I found land investing, an untraditional route, but I'm an untraditional person. I don't like to follow the herd mentality. And no one else was talking about land investing. My preferred way is I buy a piece of land and I sell it to someone for more, for what it's worth. I buy it at a discount and I sell it for what it's worth, but on payments. I love to collect monthly payments. Those payments really, really add up and they compound. So that's me. That's me.
What do you mean by monthly payments? Is it cash flow generating directly monthly?
Yeah, we can talk about the very first land deal I ever did in Colorado, really close to Estes Park, where we were mentioning before you hit the record button. I bought a piece of land in Palmer Lake, Colorado for $485. Actually, it was a little less than that. It was actually, I'm confusing that with another one. I apologize. It was actually $285 for that first parcel. They start to run together. I'm thinking going all the way back to 2016 here. And I bought it for $285 and I sold that one to a realtor for $5,000, a real estate agent. And the second one, talking about the cash flow, I didn't think it was worth very much. So I bought that one for $500. So I paid a little bit more for it. But I didn't really know what it was worth, but I was hoping I can get my money back out of it. So I sold it for $500 down and $400 a month, a total of $5,000. So yes, I got monthly cash flow for roughly 11 months for that parcel of land. And that's the one that kind of broke my brain. It gave me a paradigm shift. And I said, goodness gracious, I'm making $400 a month. I have no risk in this land deal anymore. I'm making $400 a month passively, and back then I called it mailbox money because the buyer would come and just put cash right in my mailbox. And now it goes directly in my bank account, but it's true passive income once you build it. And now some people do stop paying. Some people do stop paying for this land, but guess what? I turn around and sell it again to someone else. We take it back and we sell it again to someone else, and then my return on investment just goes through the roof.
Do you have any admin costs there? Like, are there any legal fees, municipality wise, or maybe also state based, like taxes, which you have to pay?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I pay a lot of taxes on this money I'm collecting. So there's some tax strategies we've implemented. I got a huge tax bill in 2021, and I had to start planning for these taxes. But yeah, there's random fees here and there, state taxes, dock taxes, but we just roll that into basically what we charge the buyer. I charge the buyer a monthly note service fee. That way it takes care of the bookkeeper and the bookkeeping and the CPA and all these little small admin fees that really add up. But you charge each buyer $25 a month, and you have 100 of these buyers paying $25 a month. That pays for that all those admin, bookkeeper, and little fees here and there.
How many do you have right now?
You know what? Right now, I'm sitting at active notes that we're up to date on all payments, 49 payments a month. I technically have about 68 land notes out right now. Some people are behind 1 or 2 months, so we're in the process of getting them caught up or restructuring or modifying their loan and or taking that land back. So it's just a process here. At one time, we were almost up to 100 of these payments coming in every single month. It really adds up. You know, big sawdust shavings make large piles.
Who are your customers?
Yeah, a lot of people, it's funny that you asked that because, I don't have a specific avatar. It's funny. It changes as the locations, but for a while there, I was selling to truck drivers, over the road, big rig truck drivers. And then I was selling a lot of land to Latinos in another area, Hispanics, Latinos, Mexicans, and they were just buying this land to build houses on it. And then for a while there, I've had random like people for just internationally, people that are outside of the United States that just wanted to own American land. And right lately, I've been selling to a lot of builders and developers, people that build houses on these. Like we're looking at a piece of land right now. This is a really cool deal I'm working on. 38 acres in the United States that we're buying, and we're going to do a subdivide. We're going to do a survey and some wetland studies that basically get the entitlement process and sell this land to a developer. So I don't do a ton of those deals. I usually do the easy peasy kind of quick flips, but this one deal I'm looking at, I could make enough money for the entire year and take the rest of the year off.
Where do you go in order to find those? And what's the due diligence process for you? What qualifies for you as a good investment?
Yeah, I love that you asked that. So with the Land Sharks method, I teach people how to do this as well. And why do I teach people? Is because in 2018, I had enough passive income that took care of all my expenses. So I had time on my hands. I was going to a lot of coffee appointments. I started a real estate investor group, a meetup, and I just really enjoyed just pouring into people. A lot of military soldiers were interested in it, but with the Land Sharks method, I teach people exactly how to go and find demand, areas of demand, where land is in demand, where people want to buy land. And then we price it out. We price that land out in specific, like smaller areas. And then we market to those areas with what I call a land offer letter or an LOL. We send an actual purchase agreement to these landowners, and 99 out of 100 of them will throw it away in the trash because they don't want to sell or they don't like our offer or it's too low. But that, less than 1% of people will sign that and send it right back. And we have a deal. We have a smoking hot deal. We have a great piece of land. So that's kind of the quick process of how we find this land, how we price it out. And then once we know we have a deal, we either buy it or we assign the contract. We sell that contract to another buyer in that area that's buying for cash. We can make quick cash, like an assignment fee or wholesale fee, or we can buy that land and turn around and sell it with a realtor, a land sales specialist realtor, or my preferred method, we can sell it with a realtor that sells it for you on payments, because Americans think, how much is it going to cost me each month?
Do you have any certain geography where you're specializing yourself to?
Yeah, I really like the southeast of the United States. I started out in Colorado and then went to Arizona. I got quite a few land notes in Arizona and Colorado still, Florida, Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. I like all those states.
Regarding, let's say, risks and challenges, what do you think is something which you definitely have to mitigate the most?
Yeah, there's a lot of risk in land investing. I give people a land buying roadmap. I can offer it as a free gift today. Is if anybody wants to go and download it, just go to thelandsharks.com/DD as in due diligence. That's a list of things that of risk that you can avoid. Like, is the land buildable? Is there road access to the land? Are there wetlands on it? How are you going to get water? How are you going to get electricity? Is there sewer? So that land buying roadmap kind of is almost a checklist of things you want to check when you're buying a piece of land. And then I mentioned that land offer letter too. I'd love to offer this letter to your audience. Just go to thelandsharks.com/LOL, as in land offer letter. But those are two gifts I'd love to offer, because I feel like people, we love checklists, like what to do, like what to do next, basically.
Tell us a bit more about Land Sharks. You also have your own podcast. You have a lot of training. What do I get when I sign up?
Yeah. So thanks for bringing that up. I am the host of the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. Every single Friday, we have a land episode go out of usually one of our land sharks that I've got on the hot seat, where I interview them and see how they found their first land deal, what area it was in, how much they paid, how did they find that land deal, how did they sell it, and how much did they make, and how quickly. I find that people love to kind of hear other people's journey, not just Brent. Oh, maybe Brent can do it. Well, no, Michael can do it too. Sarah can do it as well. Aaron can do it. And as far as what is offered in the Land Sharks, this is a really small community. It's not huge. We can't take everybody. I'm still a full-time land investor, father, Christian, husband, and I have multiple businesses as well. But with the Land Sharks community, I give people my entire land business. I remove the veil. I pull the veil back. There's nothing hidden. I show you step by step exactly how I run my land business every single day. And then we do multiple support calls a week. I give you my cell phone number. You can schedule one-on-one calls with me. That's kind of what we offer in the Land Sharks. I want to give people all the steps, the actionable steps to get a result as quickly as possible. Revenue in the first position. We want people making money in the first 90 days in their land business. If not, we need to talk every week until you make money. And then we are there weekly to answer questions, because there's always going to be more questions. I still make mistakes though. Like, I want people to understand there's, in the real estate business, I don't care if the coach sits there with you. The coach still makes mistakes. I feel like these coaches that people, these gurus, a lot of them don't even practice real estate anymore. Like, I still make mistakes on land deals.
I even assume that it actually mustn't be much simpler because it's only land. Obviously, you have less variables. It's interesting that you say it is actually quite sophisticated and also quite complicated. If you had to nail it down, a good investment to maybe like 1 or 2 ratios or KPIs to say, that's the first question you should ask yourself if you look at one thing. Is it, as you said, it should have water, it should have electricity, at least access to it? Or is there a certain ratio that you say XYZ divided by XYZ? If that's bigger than this number, go by. Is there anything you can basically nail it down to, so that you have a rule of thumb when you say, okay, this is the first check, and then we can go to the next step?
Yeah, really the only rule of thumb I have is it guaranteed to make money? And the more of these you do, you'll get picky. I mean, I used to have in 2016, if I could buy it for $200 and sell it for $5,000, I was literally doing the happy dance. Now I don't touch it unless I'm going to make at least $10,000. There's this one I'm looking at right now. I should make $200 and something thousand on it. Easy. Over 200K, but I didn't start out like that. So for most people starting out, I just say the rule of thumb should be guaranteed to make profit on it. One of our land sharks yesterday brought up a piece of land, and I actually went to college really closely in where this area was at, Melbourne, Florida. And he showed the land on the support call, and he said he can buy it for $7,000. And I was like, brother, you cannot mess up buying this piece of land for $7,000. The only way you can mess up is if it's underwater completely. And still, I think you got a deal.
Maybe I'm missing out on something here, because it sounds to me like a very untapped market and so much of inventory, and people just don't even look at it.
Yeah.
Because it is like so underpriced and you are just taking advantage of this market opportunity. Um, is it like that, or is it that you are basically a good mediator, but you are really like a good market maker in this opaque and maybe untapped market?
Yeah, that cheaper land, we were just talking about that one for 7,000. I know he can sell it all day long for 14,000. But if he changes the zoning to commercial and puts a storage unit facility or a billboard, now that land's probably worth 150,000. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's kind of a very inefficient market. There's a lot of guessing, but that's why I just make sure that the price I'm getting this stuff at is just a no-brainer, especially when there's the guessing. But sometimes you have, a quarter acre lot or a 10,000 square foot lot. You could see 30 of them have sold in the last 90 days for 30,000 a piece. If you're paying 15 grand for it, you're getting this asset, this piece of land, a piece of dirt that someone could build on for less than 50 cents on the dollar or 50 cents on the dollar. You like the market could crash today and more than likely it's not going to go down 50%.
What has been your worst nightmare come true when you say, okay, easy, safe bet, nothing can go wrong,
Yeah.
overconfidence, and then Brent was maybe like, I don't know, welcomed by the devil and say, no, 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 not this, not that fast.
Glad you asked that because arrogance and confidence can bite you in the butt. So yeah, I bought 4 lots in Florida and I was like, no brainer. These are going to go for 55, 60,000 a piece. I paid 100,000 for all 4 of them. So I'm buying them at 25,000 a piece. I know they'll sell for 55,000 a piece, right? What can go wrong? I had legal ingress egress, so basically access in and out legally that title insurance policy guarantees, but no one ever checked with the county to make sure we can get a building permit for all 4. It got missed. The SOPs or the checklist didn't happen because there was just so much value in this land that it was just a no-brainer. Well, it sat on the market for several months. We're like, what is going on? So I said, let's call and see if we can build a house on it. Like, we'll just build on it ourselves. Won't issue a building permit unless we build $1 million worth of asphalt roads with storm drainage, curbs, and gutters. And I was like, what? How in the world can the county get away with making us do that? Everyone else in the county is on dirt roads. Well, they want me to be the developer and install paved roads for just 4. Even if we built one house, they still want it. And I said, there's no way. Like, it would cost more for the road than to build the house. So I have a piece of land I paid over 100 grand for that's worthless unless this attorney that I hired that's suing another county just for the same exact reason figures out a way for me to get a waiver. So yeah, so it's kind of turned into a big pain in the butt. But here's the thing, I have so many other amazing investments that are paying me every single month. That one little hiccup is not drowning me. Now, if I would have did that on the first investment, I'd have been screwed.
Yeah, that's exactly what I also thought when you said, okay, tiptoe a little bit into that market, start slowly and see like how it feels. It's like investing into stocks. You don't go all in on with the entire portfolio and like expose yourself to all the risk, I assume. I'm wondering about, is that it for you? Or I imagine the idea of maybe you say, you know what, this land is really interesting. Now I'm creating my own circus around it. I'm going
Yeah.
to create my own community. I'm
Yep.
creating my own uh, Neverland, whatever it is. Where do you see your own vision during the next years and towards retirement?
Yeah, for that piece of land, you say if I don't get the permit or
Any,
what's the vision is just to continue selling land on financing and take that money and put it into and buy more cash flowing real estate with it. That's it. It's the what we call the snowball effect. You ever see a snowball rolling down the mountain? It turns into this massive, huge chunk of snow, and that's all we're doing, you know. And it also gives me tax benefits to buy, you know, it's light industrial buildings is what it is. But they're super simple. I love land. There's nothing more simple than that. But we got to take that land money and do something with it. And it's fun when your babies make babies. You know, your interest that you've made from land makes more interest, or makes AKA rent payments come in. So that's really it. That's the whole thing, because, you know, 30 years from now, I might not want to buy and sell any more vacant raw land, but I've bought enough commercial buildings and industrial buildings with this land money that tenants have paid for it. Now my mortgages are paid down. I have my tax benefit. It's also appreciated like crazy. So I can just live off that cash flow and be like you and just travel the world.
Brent, you gave us a very nice intro into a new sphere, which I actually have never talked about with someone in this particular manner. You taught me about land ownership, land buying, and also the way that you basically came across this one with, in my opinion, a very beautiful motivation, not needing to shave anymore and be your own boss. And then had this eureka moment and said, okay, definitely I'm going to go for this one, even though the masses and the lemmings are not doing it. So being bold, taking a good decision and going for it. Also learning your lessons via your own scars. It really impresses me, to be honest, to go, be there very hands-on, do a very smart quantitative approach regarding, you know, you're running your numbers, you're running your Excel, you know exactly what you're putting yourself into. And then even saying, no, I'm not that greedy and don't need to be the only one. I want to share my knowledge and empower other people so that they can actually learn from me. As a final thought and a conclusion, is there anything you would like to share with the audience which we haven't touched upon yet?
No, just go out there and take action. I mean, this is so easily doable. You know, reach out to me. If anybody wants to schedule a call, just go to thelandsharks.com, schedule that call. I'd be honored to talk to you, and hopefully I can help you in your real estate investing goals.
Great. How can people contact you?
Yeah, just go to thelandsharks.com, schedule a call, or I'm on all the socials, Brent L, as in land, Brent L. Bowers.
Perfect. Brent, I'm sending you the best vibes, best energy to Florida. Thank you so much for being on the show. And let's maybe talk next year again, and you give us an update on the situation.
God bless, Michael. Thank you so much, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This video is brought to you by HalloCasa. Our tool transforms independent local real estate agents to global real estate agents. Create your own profile for free and get contacted by international investors. Sign up with the link in the description.